Welcome to Capitol Spotlight. My name is Dave Barber, coming to you today from the third floor of the State House in downtown Providence. And in these segments, we like to visit with members of the General Assembly and discuss some of the issues that are important to them, things that are before them, and things that are important to you, the Rhode Island citizen. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to welcome back a gentleman who's appeared with us many times, Chairman Joe McNamara. Representative, great to see you.
Dave, it's a pleasure to be here.
I know that you have been spearheading a piece of legislation that has been very important to Rhode Island citizens. In fact, a few weeks ago we had you on Straight from the Gavel discussing it. That centers around our car tax and the way cars are evaluated for that tax in Rhode Island. You've actually introduced the legislation, I'm told.
Yes, we introduced it last Tuesday. Tomorrow there will be a hearing in room 35 at the State House before the Committee on Municipal Governments. We're very pleased that Speaker Fox has kind of moved this up and accommodated us this quickly, so we couldn't be happier.
You know, I interviewed Senator Walaska today, and he was making the point that he's supportive of this change, and he was saying that basically nobody really likes the tax to begin with, but the way they're doing it now is just really unfair, and that's been your premise right from the start.
It's unfair. The current assessment process is outdated, and it's not equitable for taxpayers. And taxpayers want a fair assessment that reflects the true value of the car. The current value that they're using, the clean NADA value, does not reflect the condition that most of our cars are in. The new value that we're proposing, the average trade-in value, is much more reflective.
Now, I'm going to ask you to tell a story that you told on Straight from the Gavel that really brings this story home. It involves a vehicle that was handed down, I believe, to your daughter.
Yes.
You know, tell that story. And this really, it goes right at the heart of what you're trying to achieve.
Dave, even in my own family, my daughter, who's a college senior, drives a 1999 Plymouth Breeze. This car has 160,000 miles on it. When she came home for Thanksgiving, I opened the hood to put some windshield washer fluid in, and a piece of the hood literally fell off in my hand. The car has been valued by the state at over $3,000. I would be very lucky to get $300 for that car. But this exemplifies the bills that many Rhode Islanders are getting. And someone said to me, Joe, I don't mind paying the car tax, but at least have it based on a fair value. So the inequity and the unfairness is something that we've heard from across this state. Just last Thursday, folks were waiting for me as I walked out of the chamber. One guy came up to me and said, Joe, I'll admit it to you, I drive a piece of junk, but the state values it at over $1,000. The only way my car is worth over $1,000 is if I put my golf clubs in the trunk. Other than that, it's completely a false appraisal.
Well, again, you're going to get a lot of mileage, excuse the pun, from Rhode Island voters with this because they are concerned about it. And again, you're just talking about fairness and equity, and that will make that car tax pill a lot easier to swallow if they know their car is being evaluated more fairly.
I agree 100%, and I'm very pleased with the support I've received from my colleagues and the citizens of the state of Rhode Island.
Well, speaking of the support of your colleagues, just since we interviewed you a few weeks ago, many people that we've talked to have brought this issue up themselves, and they've certainly gotten on the bandwagon, and you've generated a great deal of buzz, and certainly the people watching this right now are pulling for you because it's going to mean a savings to them because some of these folks are getting car tax bills on their vehicle that they've never received before.
It's a very, very difficult situation, and hopefully we'll be able to help the citizens of Rhode Island.
There's no question about that. Chairman McNamara, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, Dave.
And thanks to you for watching. For Capitol Spotlight, I'm Capitol TV's Dave Barber.